Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 410 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. You're the best for spending time with me every week and for sharing the episodes that you love or found helpful. If you loved them or you found them helpful, then more than likely someone else will too. So thank you so much and keep sharing. It's very helpful to me and the podcast. All right, so Andrew Huberman had David Goggins, I've talked about him a few times, on his podcast this last week. And one of the things that David said that stood out to me was no matter how much you change, no matter how much you improve, it's not permanent. And as bad as that sounds, it's not very positive to me. It's true though. I mean, it's not permanent, which is why you have to have practices daily that you do regardless. Or as David put it, the I don't want to, but I will anyway practices every single day. Now, his motto is stay hard, which he does, that's for sure. And in a world where it's almost encouraged to be soft, he's a real contrast. He lives his life, he really does do hard things every single day. So I thought, okay, do I have those practices? I really do. I swear to you guys, I've talked about this before, but I never want to go to the gym and work out with Kevin. I mean, I love him like a brother. He's my trainer, and he's done more for my mindset and my physical fitness than anyone. And I still don't want to go. Every single time I'm like, I kind of have to make myself go, but I do go. Now, I love going to my yoga classes and my spin classes or on my walks or runs. I just know Kevin is going to make me do things I'm not comfortable doing, squats and pull-ups and leg extensions, but I go every time because I know it's building strength. I also know mental and physical health, it doesn't get easier as you get older. I mean, both have to be a lifelong project. Mental health is just like physical health. You don't get to this ultimate goal and then just maintain that without putting in the same or more effort. That's why it has to become a way of life. People who are fit and healthy into their 80s, they keep working at it into their 80s. They didn't get to a certain goal and say, I made it. I can quit. Finally. No, they keep going. If you're creating good habits now and it becomes a way of life now, you're giving yourself a chance to be healthy as you get older. But if you have bad habits now and you think, when I get older, I'm going to turn those around, the odds are not in your favor. The key has to be to create those good habits that you do every day, regardless of what's going on. So you have to have non-negotiable things you do every day that benefit you mentally and physically, and you do them regardless if life is going well or if it isn't, regardless if you want to do them or if you don't. David Goggins says he runs every single day, and sometimes he runs like 250 miles. It's insane. He says he hates running, and he does it every single day, and he never wants to do it. But he does it anyway, and he knows he's going to do it. I told you earlier that I don't ever want to go to my workouts with Kevin, but I go anyway. Somewhere in my brain, I thought I was unique, that I was especially lazy, that everyone else loves going to the gym, but I'm just that one outlier. I'm uniquely lazy. Well, it turns out we all have things that are hard every time we do them. And some of us will do them anyway, and some of us won't. It doesn't get easier. And you don't want it to, because Dr. Huberman said during this podcast that there is a part of the brain called the anterior cingulate cortex. Yes, I had to look it up. And yes, that's the only time I'm saying that part of the brain, but I will put it in the show notes. But he said that they found that part of the brain actually grows bigger when you do hard things that you don't want to do. They've identified that this part of the brain is kind of your will to live, and doing hard things makes it bigger. This is only on things you do that you don't want to do. So I said I love yoga and I love my spin classes. Well, the fact that I enjoy them means it doesn't make that part of the brain grow. The part that helps me socially, the part that helps regulate emotions, that part of the brain does so much. But if you like something, it's not making it grow. It's the doing the thing you don't want to do, doing that thing anyway, that grows this part of your brain. And if you don't do that every day, so if you do it one day and then skip the next, the part of your brain actually decreases, which I don't think that seems fair. I don't know where I had such trouble saying that, but I don't think that seems fair. But life isn't fair, right? Life is exactly what you make of it. If you want to live in comfort 24/7, then don't expect to be reaching new heights. It's not going to happen, because in order to reach new heights, you got to risk falling. You got to risk doing something hard, something new. Life can be comfortable or it can be exciting. It's not going to be both. I mean, it can be comfortable or you can keep growing and evolving, which is what we were designed to do, but it's not going to be both. The reason why you always want more is because that's how we were designed. If you hold yourself back by living in your comfort zone, you may be comfortable, but you aren't going to feel truly alive. You'll wonder if this is all there is, and you'll complain because you're bored, but you're so dependent on your comfort zone that you don't change anything to make it better. I decided recently that I'm going to switch up little things that I do. And if I didn't do something because it made me uncomfortable, I'm now going to do it. So I was in yoga, and since COVID and all that mess we lived through, in our yoga, they have cards that you can put next to your yoga mat that says you're okay if the yoga instructor touches you to help you do a pose correctly or to help you stretch properly. Now, I have never picked up that card and put it near my mat, but I also know that in the past, before they had to ask permission, they would just come and adjust you a little bit. And it always made me better. Because, they know what to do, and they can see, okay, that's not the way you should be doing that pose. So they just sort of adjust you. Well, because I'm doing things differently, things that make me a little uncomfortable, but that I know benefit me, I grabbed one of those cards and I put it by my mat. And guess what? I allowed myself a smidgen more growth because the teacher helped me stretch in just a little better way. Now, it's not a big deal, but I did something different. Not hard, just different. Something I normally didn't want to do, and it made me just a little bit better. If I keep that up, imagine where I'll be in a year. So doing hard things doesn't have to be a major undertaking. It could just mean committing to doing that new class you wanted to try but never have because it's too hard, or just the thought of it makes you like, well, I'd rather stay in bed. It could mean getting up 10 minutes early to meditate. It could mean not picking up the phone when your mind wants a distraction. Now, these things sound like they're easy, but in that moment, you tell me how easy they are. It's hard not to pick up your phone when you're on autopilot to do so. But you know what? Every time you do that, you're growing that part of your brain that helps you make better decisions, that helps you with impulse control. Those are more things that part of your brain does. So doing something hard makes it a little easier to do the next hard thing because you're growing that part of your brain. We live in a time where comfort has never been easier to attain. I mean, we don't have to leave our home if we don't want to because someone will deliver whatever you need with the click of a button. And we don't have to interact with real humans if we don't want to because humans aren't easy, right? It's never been easier to just live in our comfort zone, and that's why people are increasingly lonely, increasingly depressed, and increasingly, frankly, suicidal. It's because living isolated, technology-run lives is not how we were designed to live. We were designed to grow and thrive and reach new heights, but in an effort at progress, we've made ourselves soft. I don't know about you, but I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. And that takes doing hard things. I guess my point is you're not just going to wake up one day and want to do hard things. You're not going to wake up and want to do a really hard workout or want to run 5 miles, but you've got to find a way to do it anyway. And you're not then going to wake up all of a sudden and want to keep doing the hard things, but you've got to keep doing it anyway. That's what makes us feel alive. That's what helps us grow. And it's keeping our brain active and alert. Society is trending towards being soft. And being soft is not how I want to live. And I know it's not how you want to live either. My challenge to you today is to recognize where it is that you may have gone soft. Is it in the gym? Is it with your relationships? Maybe it's in your career. The beauty of this life is it doesn't take a lot to get back on track. Because back on track, if you think about it, just means to get yourself headed in the right direction, which could be as simple as picking up a yoga card or making an effort to get to the gym, even if you just go to the sauna. I talked to a girl in the sauna the other day, and she just went to the sauna that day. So what could it mean for you? What could it mean for you? Share this with 3 people who don't want to watch life from the stands. They want to live it. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.